So Represent Radio, there is a duo that has been just absolutely exploding onto the dancehall and reggae scene this year. Probably the most exciting duo in reggae music, hands down right now. And I'm joined via Zoom, the iconic duo right here, Blvk H3ro and Wayne J. How you guys doing?
Mad.
It's so good to see you guys. How's things in Jamaica right now? Because obviously we've just hit into a second lockdown here in the UK. Things are a bit mad with COVID, but you guys are still busy there than ever, right?
Yeah, it's raining right now, like, cause I think there's a lot of tropical storms there, like, brewing right now. So the country is just standing strong as it usually does, you know. We have a few roads to fix now, but so far in Jamaica, it's good, you know, energy good. You know what I mean? Top team out there, yeah.
So I like to hear, man. It's good to see you guys feel so full of energy right now, because we're going to be talking very soon about your new Millenium EP that came out last month, and it's just been on repeat on my hi-fi just daily. That's just constantly streaming where I am right now. But before that, I want to kind of talk about how you guys kind of came into music in the first place, because you're both still very young in your careers right now. I know you've been doing things for the last couple of years or so, both individually, but really, I would say you're still some of the younger artists that are kind of bubbling through on the major scale right now at Jamaica, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, we can make Wayne J break down how, like, he's going the music business, because he's been doing it from, like, 7, like, 6, 3, you know, like, he's like a real Michael Jackson, Machel Montano type, you know, those child stars that grew up in the business. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, tell him about the journey, man.
Yeah, man. Well, don't know father and bring me into the music business, because my father was an artist, and we start do a lot of work, we perform on a lot of stage show. Meet Blvk H3ro and Dennis and everybody, and top team together, and Leela Ike and all of us together work and put in a lot of work in the island. Straight, so
definitely.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys doing it, man.
Fun fact, Wayne J, the first artist to bring me up on the stage at like 5 or 6 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, because people don't understand that Wayne J like got notoriety and got like his fame very young.
Yeah.
He was like the youth a big artist afraid to perform after. That's how good he was as a child. He's a great performer, you know what I mean? So like, even though we're there and we're meeting people like Sharon Burke, which is big, like their foundation in the industry, she's looking at Wayne J like, yo, we get so big.
Yeah,
like, you know, she's been for a long time. So it's like, whereas with me now, it's like, but I said professionally is from 2016, really been at it, you know what I mean? So over the last 4 years, really been consistent and be putting in the work. But yeah, from 2012, you know, when we just meet Wayne and Dennis and everybody, the energy has been from then. But professionally, 2016 for me. But then, man, I mean, a belly, man.
Yeah, I see, because I was researching a lot more about kind of your back history and everything, and I couldn't believe, Wayne J, how young you were when you first came on the scene. I saw like an interview from like 2014, I think it was, and they were saying that even artists like Capleton were like bigging you up for that one, saying you're the guy, and you were still in school at the time. And I love the fact that you still separated your life as a kid still at school, as well as being the man on stage as well. It's like you had two kind of personas, right?
Yeah, man, you have Wayne J and Wayne Smith, two different persons.
So how does that kind of transition come? Like for you guys, am I right in saying, were you originally growing up in Portmore then? Was that where you kind of started out?
Yeah, I'm from
Waterhouse.
Yeah, he's from Waterhouse. So me come from Water. So that is the two water them, the flow, you know? Waterhouse, Waterford. Yeah, so it's an easy mixture. Yeah.
So what kind of music were you kind of hearing at the time when you were younger that's now influenced you to the careers that you're at now?
Where you there listen to the younger?
I listen a lot of Vibes Cartel, a lot of Buju Beanie Man, Bounty Killer, Sizzla Kalonji, whole heap of artists.
The greats.
So, the greats them, yeah. When I just listen to artists, we listen to the greats them, you see it, and learn from them craft and everything. And we'll add our own things them, and you know?
So I'm thinking...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking, if you're in Portmore growing up in the mid-2000s, because I know you're still quite a young guy, so I was looking, as you're growing up, that's obviously when Cartel was really like busting international. Right? What was it like being in Portmore and seeing that global reach of music and knowing that it's opened up the opportunities that you could definitely lead to later on?
All right, well, at that time, remember, I didn't even know I was going to be a musician. So I was just like a young youth dreaming of being like the regular thing that every youth wants to be, a doctor or a lawyer, something impressive for impressive parents, basically, isn't it? So at that time, me looking at Cartel, I just thought this was it. Just, you know what I mean? Just like when Cartel interviews him, he thought Butcher Banton was it. You know what I mean? So when I was watching Cartel, while others were being influenced by what he was saying, I was just watching how he was saying it, how he was putting it together.
How he put out his body of works.
Isn't me how he approached the business? Even as we're talking about a man that cannot fly, like he doesn't have a visa. He didn't have a visa for the 10 years of his career, and his reach is further than anybody that has ever done a play in Jamaica. So it's like, for me, I just looked at him for skill, influence, and just that cool factor. Anything Cartel said just works. So in Waterford at the time, when Cartel was out, man, dang, it was the best feeling. You know, because, when you say Waterford, people say, oh, there's a Cartel come from. So even if it's like a 0.1% summer Cartel pour up on you, like, yeah, we come from Waterford, isn't it? And, girls like that shit.
Well, that's why I asked the question. That's what made me think about it. When I saw both of you guys were from Waterford, I was like, I know that's definitely Cartel's remit right there, sort of thing. So I knew that's where you guys were definitely coming through at the time. So for you, Hero, what was I know one thing that you're really, really passionate about, because I've been seeing it obviously since about 2017 is when I think I first started seeing your name on, tracks coming through, DJ promos that I was getting sent through from back then. But really, I've noticed, especially in the last 2 years, I'd say, is when I noticed that your branding became very strong in. You definitely tapped into more of like kind of the appreciation for original reggae music. I know that's something that's been very passionate about you, but obviously you went on tour last year with Bunny Wailer, who's maybe one of the most spiritual, conscious reggae artists of all time. So how did you decide to kind of like embody that kind of appreciation to the classic reggae side to the music you make today?
It's weird, the cliches, anybody listening right now, the cliches are really the quotes to life. So, that talk when them say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So Bunny Wailer was that teacher for me, I always knew how I wanted to do reggae and dancehall had to be from that original vein, from the root, but I just didn't know how. So until that point, all I was doing was just making music from me, being whatever I absorbed over the years, but just I pour it out back. But meeting Bunny Wailer kind of really shift my perspective, because that's the root. And he's a man that did so much different sounds. Like, would you call electric boogie reggae? Electric slide, it's pop, it's disco, they were listening to Nat King Cole, Sam Cooke, they were listening to Nina Simone, Fela Kuti, they were listening to so much different sounds. They themselves just poured out what they were doing. So it just showed me that, okay, so this is what I need to do. I need to, whenever I do dancehall, it has to come from this vein. Whenever I do reggae, it has to come from this vein. And whenever I do more of my sound, more of me, there has to be a balance. That's really what started to happen over the last 2 years. And with the branding, that was a conscious effort. Me working with Wayne J is a conscious effort. Me working with Delicious Vinyl is a conscious effort. Me doing this interview with Gully B is a conscious effort, because branding to me is not how people think it. For me, branding is not just business. Branding is a legacy. Branding is the know, and branding is a path. So if I'm able to keep the energy of the past while progressing now, the legacy and the future, or branding, as they say, would be good. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm going to do. Really, I try to be real and make it cool. That's all.
Well, definitely one thing I like about how both of you approach music is you've got very positive lyrics. Wayne J, I know when you first started out as like 10 years old, 12 years old, when you were first like doing your first tracks when you were still at school, a lot of the things that separated you was your music wasn't as kind of like gun talk and dancehall. It was very positive kind of messaging. Is that something that you still keep ingrained in how you act now?
Yeah, man. Still we always try to teach youths them, because always try to save at least one kid or one person life when we are singing a song them, because we put them on for save lives. Yeah, man. We don't just come for just sing, just for singing safe. We come for help people.
It's definitely an inspiring message, man, because like so much, it's more important now than ever when we're seeing this kind of like global lockdown of COVID, that people aren't seeing the opportunities that there might have been before. So for people to know that you know, you can go the right route, especially with music, and deliver something incredible like you have yourself and have done for so many years. And I love being able to say that you've been doing it for so many years, because you're still a young guy in the game. And it's like you've got the Heritage Act, but then at the same time, you're not even 20 yet. It's like, to me, that just blows my mind. So it's crazy, man. So like, how was it for you kind of going on that trajectory from being a sort of a child star in dancehall? Like, you literally blew very quickly and stayed on that path going up. Like, how has it been going from, I suppose, a normal school kid to being this dancehall artist today?
School, everything. Like
yeah, like it was very, like, my experience at school was, I don't know, it's like a child, like a star. I don't know, like a child star. Like, everybody know me in the school. And I'm walking at the street, I don't go, like, I can't walk nowhere and nobody can know me, and just feel good. It's like live a star life, everything from a young age, and then I feel good.
Yeah, man, that's such a great message here, because it's so good to see that you managed to keep things so real to yourself as well. And a lot of the time when you hear like people blowing up when they're younger, they develop attitudes or egos later on, and you still keep it real, man, and put out positive messaging.
Because we learn to control the ego, and we learn how to control the stardom, or we don't know if we call it the fame. Yeah, there's a lot of practice within it, and a lot of teamwork, and a lot of work within it.
Because Wayne J is very grounded, and remember, it's like his dad is just, he's like an extension of his dad, and his dad is an extension of him. Like, they both get to see each other. One gets to see him as a younger person, and one gets to see, oh, this is me at an older level. Like, you get me? So it's like the groundation of him of, like, if you listen to a song like The Ruler, even me myself did have to go Google things like the Cabernet Gas and the Geese, the things that they were speaking of. They're very well read, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I learn a lot from them. A lot of people don't get that. Like, people always say, oh, you're so intelligent, man. I say, yo, because the people, man, their own constantly improve themselves. So I have nothing else but to do the same, isn't me? So me can tell you from watching Wayne J from an outside perspective before doing music, because I know him for at least 6-7 years before we do music. Yeah. And that's not intentional. It's just that, you know, things just start happening. I do your thing, I do my thing. But it's like watching him from afar. I'm telling you, bro, it's like, I don't know if I just the chemistry come from, if I just rate Wayne J, isn't it? Like, yeah, the work ethic, like, people don't understand them man, they've been through it. Like, invest probably over more than 1,000 dubs for sure in their lifetime. Whoa. For sure. Hear me tell you, for sure. Like, that's the minimum. Like, it's not like the amount of shows him do. Like, it can't add up. So it's like, at this point now, just being here with him, but like at the world stage, just to deliver the music. Man, tell him you're ready. Like, man, at the Michael Jackson after, bro. Like, come on.
But that man. Well, I'm glad to see the collaboration work so well, because I think it's so good that you've collaborated with Delicious Final Island as well on the label for putting out the new Millenium EP and the singles Original and Young Boss as well. So for you, kind of, what was it that drew you to working with them as a label? Because right now they're definitely working with a lot of the very hotly tipped artists, and also the very conscious artists as well. Like, you got people like Kabaka Pyramid have released on there. You've had Savannah's had releases on there as well. Runkus, Royal Blue. I'm seeing this new breed of reggae, dancehall fusion kind of artists, and I can definitely hear that in the new Millenium EP. So how did that relationship come about?
Well, we really is the connection really came from my like relationship with Leslie from Delicious Vinyl. And I mean, it kind of started there. She was actually working with Royal Blue and Runkus first, and you know, as musicians, we all watch our peers. So I was taking a keen eye to how they were delivering their music to us, isn't me? So after a few releases, I was just like, damn, this looks really good. So it wasn't in my mind naturally, because I'm afraid of labels. I've told them that to their face. Yeah. Like, heard too many stories. I prefer to like take the risk independently and see what that does. But then it's like, yo, I'm like, yo, Dennis. Dennis greatest is, oh, that's my G, that's my producer, that's my G, as if that's his manager as well. That's the connection also. Mm-hmm. Dennis is my like producer, engineer, like they're on the road with me all the time. Mm-hmm. And a few manager, isn't me? So it's like, yeah, just to put that together. But yeah, Dennis, I talked to Dennis and I said, yo, I think we really need to find a base, even if it's not to be signed as artists, but somewhere to build and probably get to that eventuality, isn't me?
Yeah.
And then him say, "You think?" And I say, "Yo, man, I think about this label named Delicious, isn't me?" 2 tools now, them keep a conference in a Jamaica, some Jamaica music conference.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was invited, and I don't really like conferences because I usually go them and I leave knowing nothing. I leave knowing more than them. That's crazy. So it's like when I went to this conference, they had Walshy and Shawnee B and Pandora, so I was much more interested. So I went, and conference was really good. I learned a lot. You know, had developed a relationship with Shawnee and Walshy from there. And then here comes Leslie. Leslie was just there.
Just writing.
And then the conversation, everything, it just kind of hit off, isn't it? And I was like, all right, we could do a few tests. And that's the beginning of everything. Like we did original and Young Boss, literally as like, let's see how working together works for us. Because you can work well with others and probably with other people, it just don't work. And then the response to original and Young Boss was just, they didn't even know. To us in the streets, because in Jamaica, it's much different from the world. Like, it's a smaller country, but when things hit the streets, you'll know. So by the time Young Boss was out, people was like, what is happening over here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, this feels familiar. When he was breaking out, this was the same energy. Like, so like, yo, this feels familiar. Let's just go all the way. Let's just do a whole project. And there we have the new Millenium. And I will say this about Delicious Vinyl, not because Diego is in the room. You know what I'm saying? But Delicious Vinyl is probably the best label I've worked with in all of my life. Like, wow. And I don't mean this to gas them on streams or money or anything like that. Just work, bro. Like, nobody has ever told me that, yo, we need 4 weeks to plan to put out music. Usually it's like, no man, give it to them, I'll put it out Monday, tomorrow.
Just get to it.
They don't take time, they don't have no love, there's no passion, there's no, let's create something around this. You get me?
Yeah, brain work or putting the time.
You get me? No, they're not flying down here to link up with their artists to make sure that the merch is here, and they're not. There's not a lot of people doing that, and I feel like this is the best label for development. Definitely. Personally, feel comfortable. The music comes out clean. They give good advice. You know what I mean? We mix the project, mix and master it on our own, like in-house, and then they give a few suggestions and say, yo, we think this could master better. When they did their thing, it was just like, damn. Like, so yeah, sorry for talking about that so long, but
no, that's what I love to hear. I love to hear about them.
Yeah.
Because even from a DJ point of view, I love getting their DJ promos through, because it almost feels like a story, and it's not even just a story from one artist. Like they obviously send me your music, but they also send me guys like Royal Blue, Ronkus, and things like that. And even every time I get one, it almost feels like everything's kind of linked together. It's really like almost like everyone's in the same like sort of mental sort of levels, where everyone kind of believes the same ethos. Everyone kind of, even though they're not working together like artists, everyone's kind of part of the same sort of branding, and it just fits kind of like a story together.
It takes a genius mind to spot that, because if you realize things move in a movement or in a generation or in a group. So if you can see, because we've all done shows together, most of us have songs together. I think it's just probably me and Runkus haven't had the time to sit down because it's been so hectic for both of us. But it's like everybody basically have songs together. So it's like we do work together, we've toured together, we know what's going on. They all know Wayne J. Everything is just like, it's not like this is brand new. We all know each other for more than 5 years. We've ate out at the same part, we've done the same show. So it's like, there's no energy, there's no animosity, there's no vibes. It's just people that want to work. So if it takes genius, like for Delicious Vinyl and the team and Leslie and everybody to just be like, oh, so these youths are here, their music is great, but they're not getting the support they need, because we aren't gonna sell out ourselves for any little thing. So she just came out, them just did the right thing, bro. They just did the right thing. You know, they listened, they tried for me to where you need to be met, and that's the example I want. I wish every label to. Simple.
Well, it definitely was the right thing, because the new Millenium EP, the project, is just incredible. Like, you guys know that I've been playing it here on the show since it first came out. So
you're on the radio station, so we know you're gonna gas it up. But yeah, it's bad for real, and I'm not joke. Like, when I really talk about my music like that, ask them to listen more other people's music than myself.
Mate,
because you know
we loved it.
Bad man.
So let's talk about the EP itself in depth, because it's something I really want to tap into, because there's so many fusions of music. So I'm glad that earlier on, H3ro, you were saying as well that you listen to a lot. Well, you're saying that like guys like Bunny Wailer would listen to, you know, like jazz music and all these different influences, and I can straight away see that you've adapted that same mentality, because it's not just dancehall, it's not just reggae. There's like Afrobeat kind of instrumentals on there too that you guys have put your own sound to, and it's definitely one of the most exciting EPs of 2020, hands down. If 2020 has given us anything good, it's at least this EP right now, because honestly it's the one I'm absolutely loving. So tell me about like how did you structure it, because you've got dancehall tunes like Original and Young Boss with Skilla Bang on the remix. You got Afrobeats with you know, like hashtag Top Team. You've got Ghetto Queen, and then obviously like The Ruler is a reggae one. You've got like the future kind of sound with The Prayer. So tell me about like how you thought about how you wanted it to be structured. Like, did you have an idea already?
All right, yeah. Like it's me and this is this is me and Dennis' brainchild. It's just like the two of us always had an idea of what would be like the best collab project from Jamaica, even without me being a part of it. Like we're always thinking about, yo, if we could have do a Buju and Beanie album, how it would have sound. If we could have do a Chronics and Popcorn song, how it would have sound, you know? So we just took that same mentality we have over the years of fusing people and tracks in our minds and fuse our artists, me and Wayne J. So it's like, and Wayne J father didn't have the term Top Team. So it's everything was just kind of organic. Like Top Team is the name. Whenever you see me and Wayne J, it's not something official. Like we're not a duo or duet or nothing like that. But whenever you see us, you should think, oh, that's Top Team.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you see that, you know, that's a specific song. So the Top Team sound and the structure from start to finish is Original breaking the ice and bringing you to the starting point of our interest in music too. You know what I mean? It was really dancehall, like Buju Banton, Cartel, like that song, even Sugar Minott, the first dancehall artist, that inspired us. So it's like, all right, we need to make sure we did that. And Craigie came through with the production. He saw the one extra freestyle with me and Leela and Lennon Shensi, and it's like, yo, I have this rhythm. And I'm like, for real? Let me hear it. Boom, 5 minutes. Original.
Straight
Played
into
it. It was like, this is sick. And then we just like, then I was like, yo, you want B-side? B-side? I was like, I'm saying, me and Wayne J the same, but we don't really do text song from people, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just saw it stay. And the man's like, yeah man, you do it. You see me? And then as we record it, we don't say, bam, bad. And then from there, Young Boss was more Top Team, the song Top Team and Young Boss and Ruler. It's a real balanced project. Original was more of my idea. Ghetto Queen and The Prayer in some sense, even though it's really Wayne J structured prayer. And whereas now Top Team, Ruler and Young Boss is really Wayne J's, you know, that's his energy. Like that's what he brought forward, and we just all structured it together. So I'm the young G and he's really the young boss. You get me?
Honestly, it's like the whole EP has just come together perfectly. You know, I've been playing a lot of the songs off there. We've been playing it since Original, like when it was a single, before New Millennium EP was even talked about at the time, when it was just Original as the single. That we've been supporting that one on the show as well. So what was it made you kind of write songs like you know, like Ghetto Queen, for example? Because I would go as far as saying that's more of like almost like an Afrobeats kind of sounding track, sort of, and it's instrumental. So how did the composition become for that? Did you already have that kind of beat in mind, or did you write the song first, the lyrics?
The beats. We did have the beats.
I think we have the beats first.
We did have the beats already, and then we just have vibe to the song, and then yo, we write. We don't know if we write different from nobody else, but that's our team, right? Like we play the rhythm and then we vibes. Maybe a chorus coming from H3ro or me or something, and then we just work on that.
Basically, that's
how the Ghetto Queen vibes really come together. We just play the rhythm and we did a vibe to it, and then just say Ghetto Queen, and then we just start right on that.
Yeah, because it's like what music is, once you have the melody and the beat, it's all about the topic. So the Ghetto Queen topic, the structure was pretty simple after that. It's like we're both from ghettos, like, isn't it? So it's like easy. We're single mothers, basically, isn't it? Like every ghetto queen, not even just the mothers, but every female energy will nurture you. Like,
Yeah.
even your sister, even your younger sister can be
I get
a ghetto queen, you know, because they're there with you. There's a whole thing. So it's like, with that song, with any song we make, that's the formula still. We just beat up, play, food up, cook, you know.
Vibes.
I might be smoking a herb, you might be you know, we're just there and then when the magic happens, that's the melodies, that's the connection. And then when it's time to structure now, you add the topic. You know what I mean? Yes, that's our flow.
I'm really glad that you guys done a song that's so sort of that champions female energy as well, because especially for two young males making dancehall, that's not normally the way people would go. So to have a song that, I think that's maybe like definitely a younger generation thing. Like if you think about the 90s and some of the slackness that we had, those weren't as the most empowering lyrics in the 90s. So it's good to see that you guys have, you know, you really represent the female energy in that one. Make sure, you know, you highlight and celebrate ghetto queens everywhere.
Yeah, because that's the time. Let's look around. Let's just read the room. Everybody I call themselves gallus, a real gallus can read the room and not say, woman time. And it's always has been. We were in the way. Men and our egos were in the way. So when you see women on the rise, when you see more women in parliament, when you see more women in power, it's like you have to just embrace that. Like, it's a natural order. It was always an imbalance. So now that that's happening, everybody's getting excited, but that should have been the norm. So us doing this is the norm. It's just feels special now because everybody's just neglecting the truth. Like, you know, we just all want to feel good right now. But when we take a step and look at the music, we're like, man, all this feel good bullshit is not really bringing us anywhere. The music is not crossing any boundaries. We're not breaking any barriers. You know what I mean? And take a look at our sisters and our brothers in Afrobeats. They just started singing about their lives and about their women and about love, and the world embraced that. Yeah. So we have already been embraced by the world. It was a no-brainer, man. This is what we do. This is what Jamaicans do. We make, even if we have a dirty version, there should be a radio version. So all we did was just made a radio version of every song and don't make nothing slack.
I love that, by the way. As a radio DJ, you have no idea how great that was for me. Like, there was no me going back and forth to Delicious Vinyl going like, yo guys, I need a radio edit. It's like, everything's clean. Just go. Like, we can play this.
There's no E on the songs. It's explicit. Everything is, and not to talk a lot. I like talk so much, but also to be honest, like 3 things. That's how we were gonna stand out, because everybody's ears is used to the usual topics. So that's how we were gonna stand out. 2, that's been our careers. Like if you check all of our songs, we don't curse. We literally. So that was just natural. And then the 3rd thing is, I wanted at some point in my life, if I should introduce my child to dancehall, I love dancehall. I love to introduce the culture to my kids, right? At some point. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, maybe that's how some people feel worldwide, who are a much older generation or the previous generation, like, this is one of my favorite genres. But probably to how the state is in right now, they can't listen to it. Exactly. Yeah. So we are giving them that opportunity, even if there's just one project right now that you can introduce your kids to, your teenagers to, your grandmother to, and say, hey, check this out. This is the dancehall I've been telling you about all this time. Not just the cock up and dash out, which we love same way. Not, you know what I mean? Not just the little toops of badness, which we love same way. But just this good, clean, cut through message of entrepreneurship, bigging up mothers, paying respect to the foundation, and look to Jah for protect our lives.
Oh my god, honestly, that is like, if I'm going to use like a little clip to promote this interview, that's the thing I'm going to take out of there. I was like, that's what people need to be hearing right now, because it's inspiring, not just for dancehall but for music all over the world. I think artists need to hear that message right now. I think too many people are trying to impress people with, like, still with slack lyrics. So to have you guys stay true to your roots, stay true to your beliefs, and still deliver real high quality dancehall music to the world is really inspiring to hear. And I know that's something that's going to keep going on and on, because I know you guys are arguably still at earlier points in your careers, right? So there's more to come, right?
There's a lot more right now. Yeah, right now.
Well, H3ro, you were recently on the VP Records Dancehall Anthems compilation doing a cover of Half Pint's Greetings. Am I right?
Greetings, the hardest song to sing on planet Earth.
I knew it. As soon as I heard it, then hitting them notes, and it's not just the hitting the high notes, but the sustain of that. I can't do it. So I can't even do it. But to be able to sing greetings and hold that note for that long, how did that project come about for you, and how hard was it to accomplish?
All right, big up the legendary Jeremy Harding. You know, if anybody wants to know who that is, that's the man that's instrumental in Sean Paul's career in the early days. Like, he's a huge producer, a massive legend in the dancehall space. So it's like, he reached out, you know what I mean? He was working on a project with VP about like just bringing to the forefront again some classic dancehall hits, since dancehall in Jamaica is the most popular genre. So it's like, all right, they're gonna do that. So they said they have these lists of songs, and he personally purposely like, yo, I want you to the greeting. I'm like, so why not give me a choice like everybody else? Like, nah, everybody's running from this. Like, you can do it. And I'm like, all right, let me hear it. I know greetings, but I'm like, let me really listen to this song. I listened to the song and I sent you back a message like, why you give me the hardest song in life? Like, honestly, this is the hardest. It's a dope song. It's like probably one of the most powerful dancehall songs from that era. But it's like, it's hard. But I was like, you know what? A man who's not afraid of any challenge, you know, that's me. So we linked up at the studio, and it was I'm not gonna say it was a one take Drake. It was a few tries. Yeah. It was a few tries, like at least 3 tries for sure. And then by the
is that it? Just 3? Like, I thought like something that hard. I thought it would take a lot longer than 3. It's like because once I know what we're doing before, I also do my little research and make sure I'm ready for the opportunity. It's like I was practicing it, but when I reached there, he was the one that was telling me, nah, I don't really want you to do it like him. Because to be honest, you know, I could sing it exactly like him, you know. Like, that's a little gift I have. I don't know. Once I hear something, I can kind of mimic it. But it's like, he was like, nah, when you put you in it, like, give me some of that deep voice. Give me these different things that you do. I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, even if you go off, just do it. I'm like, all right, cool. And I did it. And you want my honest opinion? I didn't like it at first. Like, when I did it, like, Jeremy, I feel like I can do this better. Give me 2 years. My voice is going to go. He's like, nah, it's okay. Then when it came out, that's why I really like when people listen to music and like fans and supporters, because they are the ones that really make me know, yo, this shit is wicked. I think you were the first person that put out something that's like, yo, this is crazy. Honestly. I'm like, okay, cool, dope. It's funny you say that, because I spoke to Naomi Cohen, who was also on the release, and she'd done the Garnet Silk Splashing Dashing cover, and she said the exact same thing as you. She's like, I think I could have done it better. I wasn't happy with it. I was like, you crazy? It sounds amazing. And the same with your cover, man. Like, honestly, I think for me that's one of my favorite compilations VP put out this year, and like, because I love obviously the original version as well, but of course, you know, I've been supporting artists like yourself, and I've been highly rating pretty much every single artist on that compilation in their careers now. So to hear you guys do covers of my favorite songs as a fan, before I do all the radio stuff, as a fan, for me, I was like, yo, this is so dope. Like, this is so good to hear.
So I feel like it kind of the word, man.
So with that in mind, that taking, you know, the classics, you know, taking that sort of melting pot of music and creating something new, one thing I always do is I always have my guests in the show to do their top 5 selection. We're kicking off the weekend. We're trying to get everyone's spirits up, especially here in the UK. We've just hit a second lockdown, so people need the levels brought up right now. So I wanted to throw to you guys, if you pick 2 songs each and maybe 1 song together, I don't know how you want to introduce your top 5 selection. H3ro, do you want to lead the way on your top 5?
All right, so I think we can break it down. I'll pick 2, you'll pick 2, and then we'll just pick 1 together, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Do I just shoot the 2 of them at the same time?
No, tell us the first one and I'll play it right now.
All right. So the first one I'm gonna pick is this. Yo, this artist he's a huge inspiration for me right now. Like, he's from Guyana, but he's on the world stage. This is St. John, and this is his original version of Roses, isn't it?
It's funny you said that. I had no idea that he was from Guyana until you told me that just then.
Yeah, he's been saying a lot in the interview, so I think he wants everybody to know that, like, he's an island youth. That's why it's inspiring. That's why it's inspiring. He's gonna, like, I've never seen anybody from the islands outside of Rihanna do it on such a level, bro. Like, I've never really seen that.
It's one of those songs that went viral. I know the remix became huge as well on the club scene as well, but obviously it's the original really? Version, St. John.
That man has 67 platinum records. That's crazy, bro. Well, if you're from, it's gotta do big, man.
Definitely. I can't wait to see what comes from St. John come from there as well. So what do you want to jump into for your second pick here, the top 5?
Second pick, switching it up a bit. I'm also doing this because Big Up Projects, he's on this song, and that's massive. That's massive for our space right now. So this song is called True Love, and it's from Wizkid's album Made in Lagos.
So man, tell me about that tune. Like, why is it so important for you right now?
Well, as I said, it's really important to the space right now because shameless plug to Project Music. He's been working, he's been consistent, and you know what I mean? Wizkid is a major representative for his genre, so it's like to be placed on an album like that at a time like this, you know, where Nigeria and all of that is happening, like I feel like his message will get across, you know what I mean? So good look.
Definitely, man. So let's get into the third pick, Wayne J. Let's take it to you, man, because like I know you're still the young guy, but at the same time you've been in this music game for quite some time now, which means you've heard a lot of good music. So what kind of tunes do you want to draw for as a selector right now?
Junior Gang and Nas, Patience.
So what made you pick that song, man? Like, is that something you've always loved, or where did that kind of came about?
Just, you know, Junior Gang are one of my favorite artists them me I listen from young, so yeah. Love that song, man.
It's a wicked tune.
From Junior Gang, yeah.
I think like for guys like Junior Gang, there's so many. I think like for him, he's almost getting to the point where he's potentially able to rival his father in a catalogue of incredible hits, right? I don't know, it's a controversial thing to say, but I've seen a lot of people saying it like he's catching up with Bob.
Yeah, it's facts.
Lord.
Absolutely, man. So Wayne J, what do you want to go for the fourth pick out of the top 5 selection today?
You know, Skilly Bang, you know that go.
Wow, oh my god, that is like real dancehall right there. And you guys had Skilla Bang on the Young Boss remix. Is he an artist that you guys have been working closely with for a long time? Like, how did the collaboration come with that?
Then Dennis meet Skilly Bang, yeah, at a shop where we go like every day up on the east side, and them have a reason, you see. And Skilly Bang asks him, say, yo, I want to do the bass tune. And then he said, tell him, say, yo, man, we produce the Young Boss, and Skilly Bang say, yo, man, go on up on the remix.
Just like that.
So he came to you guys, like he was a fan of the song. He came to you.
They respect that area. Yeah, like where we usually buy food in the east side. Dennis is just another normal day. Dennis going down to buy food, and he's like, oh look, Skilly Bang. Yeah. And him just go over there and talk to him, because music the artist, you know, Dennis know the thing does him go over him. I'm just reasoning. Then Skilly said to him, say, yeah, just come up him and say, yo, you make Young Boss? And I say, yeah, man. Say, I want to do the remix, you know. And the rest is history.
There you are, man. Because you guys have been shooting the video, right? Or, I know that was recent. The video has like been one thing that you guys really collaborated well with on the remix, right?
Yeah.
So how was it? What's it been like shooting videos with the backing of thing like Delicious Vinyl Island for you guys?
Dreams come to life, you know. Basically, ideas are much easier to manifest, basically, because you know they have a similar taste in like what we want to do as youths, and imagery and sounds and stuff like that. So it's a much easier thing than to try to explain who you are to people who don't get you, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think visually is just as important as audio nowadays. Like the concept of videos is just as important as the music. I was chatting to, we had Savannah on the show about a month ago, and she was telling about her EP that came out this year, and she was thinking like, she says writing the video treatments was just like writing the music again. She goes like, it was like you create the song and it's almost like it's half finished. You've got another idea of how it should look as well as how it should sound.
Yeah. Right. That's perfect. She said it perfect. Almost like writing the other half to the song. Yeah.
Mad. So guys, we're now coming down to the fifth and final picks. I think you should pick one together. What was a song that the pair of you guys love to play on a Friday right now?
Right now, I definitely think that we rock a lot of Lila Ike. Yeah. You know what I mean? Her EP came out earlier this year too, and no disrespect to all of my other peers, but I just really think she's the best female artist in the game right now. You know what I mean? I'm just being real.
Yeah, man. To be honest, there's so many female artists that are really like flying the flag in Jamaica right now for incredible music. So
facts. All of them. Most of Savannah, Yeza, Naomi Cohen, Jazzelise, As a Lineage, Shanique Marie. There's a lot, man. There's a lot out there putting in the work right now. And I'm not saying she's better than them or anything like that. I'm just saying like her work ethic, like it's incredible. You can't go around it. She did Vivo, NPR, KEPX, all these things while releasing an EP, while, you know, still featuring on Protege's project, while doing a song with her and Sasko, while releasing a song with Delicious Vinyl. It's crazy. Her work ethic is crazy.
So what tune do you want to go for by Lila IK right now as your fifth and final pick, guys?
Forget Me. Yeah, that's all I like. But
guys, you guys could just be selectors right now. Honestly, the tunes that you've been picking today have been absolute fire, man.
No, we ain't good. No day job. You got this. Trust me. You have it. Gully B, I looked for that for sure.
Big up, guys. The artist life is treating you well right now. That's where you stay strong.
Hey, don't put that out there about treating us well. What do you mean? No, people, we need support. Go buy the new Millenium. We're not being treated fairly.
Well, we're never going to play it out here on the show, man.
Industry is important. Like, that's why I personally, everybody's saying, you can go on YouTube and do everything. I personally just stick to singing and songwriting for a reason. I can make beats. I could probably be my own DJ, yeah, but that's not my love. That's not my passion. So I feel like if you get people who are passionate about what they love, they will maximize it better than you ever could, doing it at 20%.
Yeah.
You get me? Yeah.
Absolutely, guys. Well, before we sign off, I want to kind of find out more about, like, you guys are really breaking through at night, and Wayne J, especially this question goes to you, because I want to know, what would your top tips be for young artists to get inspired and get creative? Because you obviously started from such a young age. What would your advice be to young artists right now who are trying to do something new?
Yeah, well, I'm have to tell them, say, anything what you do, don't give up. Work hard for what you want, and just don't give up. I have to make it one day, you know?
Definitely.
Straight.
It's definitely going well. So, guys, what can we expect next then? Because I know both you have your own solo careers as well as being as the projects as Blvk H3ro and Wayne J on the new Millenium EP. So, what can we wait for to see?
More singles.
There's more music, more singles, more videos, more work with Delicious Vinyl, more collabs. All right, with what's happening now, all right, everybody in our space is saying it's a success. We have more work to put in the project, of course. You know, cheap plug, releasing like the dope merch that we're wearing right now. That's gonna be affordable, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's more legs to our project. It's not like we're trying to change that kind of culture and dancehall to they're doing it microwave when you could just use an oven. You know, you can you could bake a lot of things in an oven at the same time. You know what I mean? And put it out with the microwave, it gets less and less powerful. You know what I mean? Less nutrients, food, all that kind of shit. So I'm just trying to show them with singles that come on a body of work that you can put visuals on and you can have more legs. You can have radio interviews. It's like that's what we're doing. So what we need to do now as two young artists is to show them now. They know us. They know that we can work together. Now it's to show them that we can also do it separately, but in the same fields. You see me? It's like so. With the help of Delicious, there will be a lot of music coming. A lot of music. You know what I mean? For me personally, I have a few tracks on UB40 album coming up. About 3 of them.
Wow.
A few more works with VP. A few works with Ineffable. Just music. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to just collab as much as possible. So just some collaborations with Green Lion coming soon. And some collaborations with just a few more artists, just in the international space, you know, Cali Buds, a couple other people. See, that's a lot to look up for, you know what I mean?
That's wicked. All right, guys, so for the meantime, where can they find you on socials? What's the handles everyone needs to be following you on?
And then we there.
Official Wayne J. I don't know, Blvk H3ro, Blvk
H3ro, isn't me? Blvk H3ro. Hero with a 3, black with a V.
Black with a V.
I like that rhymes as well. You can remember that.
Yeah. But we're everywhere. We're literally everywhere. Like, if you find one, you'll find the other for sure.
Just like Wayne J, don't know.
Our Blvk H3ro.
Blvk H3ro.
Anyone.
You'll find it. Yeah, man.
Well, Wayne J, Blvk H3ro, thank you so much for joining us today on the Gully B Represent show. It's so good to link up with you on a Zoom call and see each other face to face, because we've been talking on DMs separately for months now. So for us all to link up together has been wicked.
Yeah. And I'm glad I get the chance to tell the world or everyone that's listening that you're a real person. Like we've we've really like, we've been really like blown away just how the much support you've given us, from playlisting to the radio stations to as the song them drop, yeah, play them. It's like, so being that in tune is definitely appreciated. Like, you wouldn't understand, like, you've put on a lot of young youths where I personally know, and to be a part of your favorite set of songs right now, I really give thanks, bro, isn't me? No doubt, no doubt.
Honestly, thank you guys for making incredible music, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of the music. I just want the people here in the UK to hear it as much as I love it, and you guys are the ones who are making it in Jamaica right now and creating this incredible body of work that everyone needs to hear, which is the new Millenium EP.
Here we go. I ain't gonna be representing radio. Bam, bam.